much. Let's bring in tonight's political panel. Fox News contributors Leslie Marshall and Jason Chaffetz. Leslie, you know, it's interesting because White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was talking about Title 42 and the border, and she said this. Watch.
We're working to combat misinformation from smugglers, and as was the case before Title 42 and remain the case after it, individuals who attempt to cross the border unlawfully and don't have a legal basis to remain will be subject to removal.
Leslie, I know this is your team, but this is so dishonest to look at the video that we have been showing over and over and see thousands of people crossing, and for her to stand up there on the White House podium and saying, look, it's our policy. You just turn these people back. We just turn them back if they're not, legally allowed to be in there. And you think it's been going on for 2 years. Millions of people have crossed. It's a dishonest policy. Your thoughts?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a dishonest policy. I would say what happened in 2020 prior to Title 42 is threefold. Either they were apprehended, released into the United States, or sent back to countries where many of them risked violence and harm to themselves or their children, which is one of the reasons for many of them in these families that they came here. But I said this before to you, Trace. I've said it for years on TV, on radio. The only way this is going to stop, and it's not a wall, and it's not a tunnel, and it's not Title 42, is to revamp our immigration laws and specifically our asylum process. If you don't have to come here to apply for asylum, you're not going to see the video that we just saw.
They have run these mock asylum things and immigration reform for years and years and years, Leslie. And Jason, I know you're waiting, but they have all come up with the same thing. Even if you increased it to 2 million a year, there would still be millions more waiting to get in and who would cross illegally. That's just the way the system works. Jason, I want to put these numbers up. Over the weekend, 16,000 encounters, $97 million in narcotics seized. We're talking about just under 7,000 people a day walking across. And you wonder, when you look at that 97 million number, how many narcotics actually got through, Jason?
Yeah, these are just the ones that we know about, Trace. This is so untenable. It is so fundamentally, totally wrong and immoral what the Democrats are doing. They have tacitly encouraged these people to come. They're being raped along the way. They're doing human trafficking, drugs, all kinds of guns that are running across, murderers that are coming across, people from 150 different nations, terrorists are coming across. And then the White House spokesperson has the gall to stand up and tell us nobody just walks across the border. How about just enforcing the current law, Leslie? We look right now, legally, lawfully, we bring in 1 million people a year. There is no reason why these people should get in line and do it the legal, lawful way. And if you want to change the law, then introduce a bill and pass it. Democrats have the House and Senate and the presidency, but until then, enforce the current law. This administration's not doing that.
Yeah, I want to move on, but I want to put this up there because you can go ahead and respond, Leslie.
Well, I'm sorry, Jason. You can scream at me all that you want, or Democrats or this administration, but both Democrats and Republicans have been to blame, because when Democrats and Republicans have tried to
they have not.
When Republicans had power, you guys didn't do it either.
Not.
When Republicans had power, you guys didn't do it either. Why does anybody have to come to the United States to apply for asylum? Because that is our current asylum law, and it has been for decades. If you just say that you don't come to the United States and allow them to apply in their home country.
Let me just jump in here, because the truth is you apply for asylum legally. You come legally and you don't cross the border and then apply. You apply legally like they've been doing it for 200 and some odd years. I want to move on now, if I can, to the Wall Street Journal and inflation. The Wall Street Journal said this, quacking because, the Biden administration is taking a victory lap, yet a 7.1% increase in prices, still a long way from victory, and inflation continues to be sticky across much of the economy. Food rose 0.5%. Much of the decrease came in energy prices, which are volatile, and fell by 1.5%. Jason, stuff is just so expensive. You look at these numbers like, oh, it's all better. And you walk in the store and you're thinking, man, we are getting killed. Go ahead.
Energy prices. Look, the administration has no plan to deal with inflation. It's just a hope that, hey, by the end of next year, maybe things will get better. But when their energy policy remains the same, energy costs will remain high. That is, the goods and services that we have in this country will remain high. And when they want to spend more money, as the Democrats do, you throw more money. That's the pure definition of inflation. Too much money chasing too few goods. The Democrats don't have a single thing that they can do to actually tackle this, and it will continue on. And it doesn't doesn't have to be this way.
Leslie, wrap us up.
It will continue on in January when your party takes over, Jason. And I'm going to remember this, screenshot this, have a soundbite and play it back to you because I want to see the miracles that your party is going to put together in the first quarter of 2023. Look, you know, is it the journey or the destination? It is the destination, but we got to celebrate the little victories on the way with this journey where this is good news for the economy. And to me, when there's good news for the economy, you shouldn't say poo-poo to whatever party's in power.
Listen,
I gave Republicans and even Trump credit when things went well economically because that's good for the nation.
I paid $17 for a wrap today. I mean,
that's because we live in LA. That's because we live in LA.
17 for a wrap. Salads are like $18.50. Leslie, Jason, great to see you both. Thank you.